Good morning. Welcome to the class of History of Class 10. This is Chapter 2, Part 5 video. You can open page number 90. We are studying the chapter Growth of Nationalism and the Foundation of Indian National Congress. Right? We have already discussed the first point of the topic, factors promoting the growth of nationalism, that is the drain of wealth. We are on the topic influence of Western education. We have discussed few of the points of this very topic, the influence of Western education. We will be moving further on this topic. So here it is saying the educated Indians began to feel the humiliation of foreign rule and were able to understand the evil effect. They began to dream of modern, developed and strong united India. So under the British Empire, under the East India Company, the educated Indians were feeling humiliation because they were not being given the equal opportunity as the British counterpart were given the opportunity in promotion and employment. So they were feeling humiliated and demoralized under the British administration, and they were dreaming of modern, developed and strong and united India, because that could only be achieved by the growth of nationalism. So this became the cause of growth of nationalism in India. The humiliation became the cause of growth of nationalism in India. Next cause, the the modern education gave the Indian leadership qualities and organization abilities in the national movement. The modern education gave them the leadership and organizational capabilities that led to the growth of nationalism, because unless and until one have education and leadership qualities, the rise of nationalism could not be achieved, because nationalism needs some sort of leadership and organization abilities on the part of the leaders of the nation to lead the growth of that very sense of nationalism in the people of that country, right? Western education created a uniformity and community of outlook and interest among the educated Indians. The English language became the medium of communication and exchange of ideas among educated Indians from different linguistic and cultural regions in India. Here it is saying that Western education created a uniformity and community of outlook and interest among the educated Indians. So the Western education and English education created a sense of community among the educated Indians. They felt that they are a community, right? The English language became the medium of communication and exchange of ideas among English educated Indians from different linguistic and cultural regions of India, as English became the medium of communication between people of different regions. Before that, people of different regions spoke different languages and they were divided by the barrier of different languages. Now they were united by a common language, that is English, and this language English acted as a unifying force and acted as a medium of united nationalism, in sense that led to the growth of nationalism, means the sense of unity that was required for the growth of nationalism was being provided by the unifying force of the language, that is English, which acted as a medium of communication by the growth of English medium education in India, that is Western education in India, right? Next, the English education exposed the Indians to Western thought like liberty, equality and fraternity. They began to understand concepts like human rights, equality before law, democracy and society. They realized that these concepts mean progress of the country. The Western concept, the introduction of Western education brought about some new democratic concept like equality, rule before the law, rule of law and fraternity, liberty. These concepts were brought by the introduction of Western education in India, and they realized that this could be only achieved, the progress could be realized only if the Western concept can be imbibed in the Indian context. So the Western education led to the rise of nationalism in India, right? Next, Western education and the belief of culture and civilization evoked the intense feeling of patriotism and helped them formulate the idea of true nation. Western education and sense of culture led to the growth of true nationalism and patriotism in India, because the concept of culture that was in India, the unity in diversity, and the Western education that was promoted by the growth of English language in India led to the growth of nationalism in India as a unifying force for the whole country, right? Next, in the second half of the 19th century, as a result of Western education, the Indian realized that British government was suppressing their basic rights. In 1860s and 1870s, there was a serious outbreak of famines in different parts of the country. In such circumstances, the government imposed income tax in 1860. The Indians were given no control over expenditure of the source of revenue. It led to nationwide protests. It was followed by repressive policy of Lord Ripon and excessive spending on army. Here it is saying that in the 19th century, as a result of Western education, Indians realized that British government was suppressing their basic rights. The British government was suppressing their British rights by imposing extra taxes, just like income taxes, and that income taxes were being utilized for the as a repressive policy, as that tax was utilized for the expenditure of the army, for the maintenance of the army. So that could be utilized for the benefit of the nation, for the welfare of the nation. So the diversion of the fund from the welfare activities to the maintenance of the army was a loss of development of a nation. So this became the basic cause of the rise of nationalism. So this point is also clear. So next topic is role of press and literature. In this very topic, we will see how the press and literature helped in the growth of nationalism in India. किस तरह से press और literature means साहित्य, nationalism means राष्ट्रवाद के उत्थान में अपनी भूमिका निभा रहे हैं, राइट? कहने का मतलब ये है कि प्रेस जिसमें ये प्रिंट मीडिया, उस समय इलेक्ट्रॉनिक मीडिया तो नहीं के बराबर ही था, नहीं था, रेडियो वगैरह शायद होगा भी तो बहुत रेयर ही होगा, मतलब बेसिकली प्रिंट मीडिया था इन द फॉर्म ऑफ मैगजीन्स एंड न्यूज़पेपर्स एंड जर्नल्स एंड बेसिकली लिटरेचर. हाउ दिस लिटरेचर कंट्रीब्यूटेड to the growth of nationalism in India. What was the role of press and literature in the growth of nationalism? So here it says the second half of the 19th century witnessed the growth of expansion of press. Second half of the 19th century means from 1850 onwards. There was a tremendous growth in the press, in the expansion of press. The press stimulated the desire for information among Indians. The newspaper and journals, in the absence of any constitutional machinery, became the only means of expressing public feelings. The press led to the growth of nationalism in the following ways. As the press came into existence, there was more desire, there was a creation of more desire among the people for information. They started seeking more information as press created an appetite for more information. जैसे ही प्रेस का जन्म हुआ, प्रेस का एक्सपेंशन हुआ, वैसे ही लोगों में इस चीज़ का भूख जन्म ले ली कि हमें ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा सूचनाएं चाहिए, और ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा सूचनाएं उन्हें प्रेस से मिल सकती थी, लिटरेचर से मिल सकती थी, और अन्य साहित्यिक स्रोतों से मिल सकती थी, जैसे जर्नल्स, बुक्स, एसेट्रा एसेट्रा, राइट? The press became the main instrument through which the nationalist Indians spread the message of patriotism along with socio-economic and political ideas to create all India consciousness. Means press जो है वो nationalism को spread करने का एक बहुत बड़ा साधन के रूप में देखा जाने लगा, और ये राष्ट्रीयता की भावना को प्रोत्साहित करने में बहुत महत्वपूर्ण भूमिका निभाने लगा. Because press as a medium of information became very crucial for the spread of nationalist idea among the different regions and different section of the society of Indian population, right? Next, the nationalist newspaper criticized the policies of the government. They presented Indian opinion and interest. They even criticized the policy of the government, and they presented the viewpoint of the Indian people, and they projected the interest of the people in front of the government. So it became a platform for projecting the view and opinion of the people in front of the government, in front of the administration, right? The press asked the Indians to unite. The press asked the Indians to unite and work for national welfare. It popularized the idea of self-government and democracy and industrialization of the people. और प्रेस ने लोगों को नेशनलाइजेशन के लिए प्रमोट किया, इंडस्ट्रियलाइजेशन के लिए प्रमोट किया, सेल्फ गवर्नमेंट के लिए प्रमोट किया, और टू स्टैंड ऑन इट्स ओन लेग, अपने कंट्री को ज़्यादा इंडस्ट्रियलाइज करे, ज़्यादा डेवलप करे, इस चीज़ का प्रमोशन प्रेस के आने के बाद से हुआ. प्रेस प्रमोटेड द आइडिया ऑफ सेल्फ डेवलपमेंट, सेल्फ गवर्नमेंट. तो इस चीज़ का वकालत प्रेस के द्वारा इस इंफॉर्मेशन को, इस मैसेज को स्प्रेड करने में प्रेस की महत्वपूर्ण भूमिका रही. नेक्स्ट पॉइंट, द न्यूज़पेपर एंड जर्नल्स enabled the nationalist workers living in different parts of the country to exchange the view with one another. एक दूसरे से अपनी भावनाओं को, अपने विचारों को आदान प्रदान करने में भी प्रेस की महत्वपूर्ण भूमिका रही. एंड दिस लेड टू द इंटरमिंगलिंग ऑफ द व्यू पॉइंट्स ऑफ people from one region to another, and this led to the growth of nationalism. I think the time limit of this video is about to complete, so we will sum up what we have studied in this very video. We have studied some of the portion of the Western education, influence of Western education in the growth of nationalism, and some points of the role of press and literature on the growth of nationalism. Remaining point of the third point we will be studying in the next video. Till then, take care and stay safe. Bye.